Say, man, you're in a privileged position right now. You're in a place to be.
With TKB, the Bushleague Sports Friends Fantasy Show.
When are you making them beats again?
Trenches. Come get some work on your free time. Nico Trenches, we train O-line and D-line. Getting sacks on quarterbacks, you know we live. When you kick at 45, keep your nose on his inside. You better punch something, keep your feet moving, dog. My 3 tech and 1 tech, they some real hoes. My DN 6'5", he ain't got no flaws. Good grades, good feet, man, he got it all. I said it crazy, he'll snatch something. Real aggressive jump set, he tryna grab something. If the old don't shoot their hands, you better jab some. You better stab some, bull then snatch some. From the youth to the pros, we get it in. If you ain't watching film, you ain't trying to win. If you close the beat gap, then you gotta spin. If you get around the edge, then you gotta bend. I'm in the trenches where the lineman at. I'm in the trenches where the lineman at.
When are you making them beats
I'm in the trenches where the lineman at. Where the lineman at. Where the lineman at. D tackle, do your dance. D ends, do your dance. Centers, do your dance. Guards, do your dance. Tackle, do your dance. I'm in the trench where the lineman at. I'm in the trench where the lineman at.
We're done, Jerry. Rock'em, sock'em, hockey.
Welcome to the league, Team Kuroki.
It's the doggy.
The Kuroki squad are going to make a run at this thing. They are back and they are fierce. They are coming for you. The 14 members of the Kuroki squad will be competing head to head, trying to win the championship, bringing everything back to life, while also competing against other communities in the Web3, getting back on the map. Everyone who enters will get access to the Bushleague media project, as well as free fitness for the top contenders from my partner and legend, Joel Bam Bam Mills. Let's see you in the league.
Team Pro Fitness, and let's go into the future healthy and together.
Show love on the real 5 bills, that's what it does. Boy, does she love the way that I rock on the microphone, cause I rock it this way. Make up, take up, break up, and shake up, take a fat puff from Dr. Bombay. If you feeling like a villain, then you feeling hard.
Say, man, you're in a privileged position right now. You're in a place to be.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you for coming. We're here with the 4th Bushleague Sports Friends Fantasy Football Draft. I'm stoked to be here with you all tonight. We got a great community, Kuroki squad. I'll be joined by my friend FaZe. He's going to come co-host this with me. We're going to learn a little bit about his community, what's going on there, figure out how to draft. Going to have a good old time. Obviously, for those who have joined before, thank you. For those just coming, please share out the room if you're here, or if you're watching it on replay, get it out there. Let's get everybody learning how to draft and have a good old time. But I want to bring my friend up right away, see how he's doing tonight. FaZe, how's it going?
TKB, I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. And I appreciate the opportunity to do this with you guys and have a little fun and obviously try to bring this to the Web3 community and kind of pioneer it this year. So thank you for coming along and joining and doing it with us.
Yeah, for sure. And it was perfect timing for us. So looking forward to getting the community engaged and having a little bit of fun here with the Bushleague crew.
Yeah, no, obviously you guys are kind of taking over a project. We'll get into that a little bit later, I'm sure, and kind of trying to revive it, bring everything back for, I think you guys got somewhere around 1,500 holders or so, which is pretty awesome. And I'm just looking forward to kind of getting to learn about you guys and what you're doing with your project on your business end. And then obviously having a little fun doing that. There'll be a few other people joining us from your community and a few others that have been doing the draft and getting that going on Sleeper. But obviously me and you kind of just met through social media. Pretty cool how, people come together randomly like that, right?
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things about Web3 is the connections that we make and the networking. And you can literally talk to people from all corners of the world in one day and from all different walks of life. It's really a great opportunity.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. It's kind of making friends everywhere, and it's pretty cool. But I'm going to bring up the draft board here. Let's make sure I got it. Make sure I added it to the stream. Who knows? Oh no! See, we got technicalities, but that's why we're called Bush League over here, right? We never have to be dialed in. So one day we'll get there. We'll go from Bush League to pro, but for now it's Bush League. But
We got to start somewhere.
Yeah, that's right. I think we got her figured out though. There, we should have the draft pulled up there. So obviously we're going to be doing a 12-team league on the Sleeper app. There'll be me, you, and about 10 other members, some from your community. There's 1 or 2 members that popped over from the Shredding Sassy community. Shouts to them. We did draft number 2 with them. So thank you guys, Tilted Line, and a few others for coming. And speaking of which, I'll bring him up. He's going to be here joining us drafting. So Tilted, thank you as well for coming and joining us tonight. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Woo!
And brought the energy too. I like it.
I know I got a bevy poured. I'm ready to rock and roll. It's going to be a good old time. And obviously kind of get into a little bit about what our project's about, what yours is about, and all that fun stuff. But going over the league, Sleeper, obviously one of the best apps going. It's the most interactive, most friendly. To me, one of the just easiest for people to use, and it just functions so good for me as a commissioner. I have absolutely fallen in love with it. Not to knock ESPN or Yahoo, just Sleeper kind of blows them out of the water for football. Just they don't have other sports like baseball and that yet, but it'll be coming. But we got a 12-team league set up for Kuroki. You see, most everybody's got a nice name set and a picture set there, which is awesome. And one of the reasons I've been kind of bugging everybody to do that is obviously what we have going on is we got this 12-team league set up for you guys, right? And there'll be you guys all competing, going head-to-head. Someone's going to end up being crowned a champion. We're going to be giving every one of the people who join this league free access to one of the membership tokens for Bush League, which is also going to get everybody a free fitness membership and access to join these fantasy leagues for the next couple of years, right? And then with that, kind of grow that out, be able to advertise communities and do things like that. Because one of the things we're going to be doing is running our waivers with the FAB budget, right? And kind of having a link to my website. That's kind of why we wanted everybody to activate the names and do that stuff, because we're going to be streaming the tournament over to bushleaguemedia.com. And on that website, as you guys play, as you kind of go head to head, go through your league, right? Everybody will be having their standings, win, loss, but we're also going to be tallying all 12 members' scores, streaming it over to that website and combining it in a competition against all those other communities, right? And kind of going head to head to win a big prize pool of NFTs and a bunch of different other stuff we'll be giving away, and stuff from some of our business sponsors and some partners, like one of my friends, Rudy, and Board Treats, and another friend of mine, Sue, with Board Friends Chocolate, sorry. They'll be doing their giveaways as well to help us, kind of thing. And then the whole idea of Bush League and the whole idea of, probably you being in Web3 and everything is just bringing people together. And that's something I really think fantasy sports does. And if we can intersect fantasy sports with tokens and memberships and give people a fun thing to do for free and reward them for participating by now going back to that FAB reward system, sharing on socials, kind of helping promote, and then getting rewarded FAB in league that helps them win prizes. I think it's kind of going to be a fun new thing that we can do. And I just see a huge future for, token entry to fantasy leagues and stuff. So I think that's going to be really, really fun, and something that I kind of hope we're all pioneering right now. Don't mind a cough there.
To me, it's the evolution that this space needs. We need to be looking at things differently. There's a bunch of different groups that are doing it, but from the fantasy sports world, especially integrating that into Web3 and doing it in a fun way like this cross community, I think you guys are really ahead of the game here.
Yeah, like I said, I hope it's going to be fun, and ideally the idea is, everybody's kind of helping me launch this and test run this thing. So thank you guys. And then that's why we want to give everybody free access to what we're doing, so we can keep playing next year. And who knows, there'll be so many ways to expand it, right? Like ideally, say something for a Kuroki League, like you can cut in, as long as you have a Bush League token, you can access the league. And then ideally we can spread it out to be like, and if you have a Kuroki token, now you go into that league, or vice versa, and really just make it so it's like, I guess if you've been a part of it with me since I've been kind of trying to do it the last month. It's a lot to try and organize everybody, get them in, get them signed up, get them to do their thing. So if you can take all that out by just getting them over to where they need to go, sign up with the token gives them the link, puts them in the league. so much easier, and then gives more opportunity to have time to grow and share and do the funner stuff, right? Because there's a real tedious trying to set it all up on the back end. And I think there's just a big future of that. And even all my friends that play with me, a lot of times I'm always razzing the boys, being like, I told them like 2 years ago, I'm like, I'm going to make a token so that I don't have to bug all of you idiots every year. And, apologies to you guys. I love you all, but we're all a bunch of kind of idiots sometimes. But I'm like, I want to just, you guys buy the token. Now you're in the league for like 3 years and we don't got to chase money for a while, right? And you just come connected every year. And if we can do that and now layer our fitness company also attaches to the same token, discounts to different business, maybe discounts to merch at our company or yours or wherever else, right? There's just all kinds of different things you can do there, right?
And that's such a great incentive for players too, because when I talk to people about fantasy sports in general, the first thing they ask is, well, how much does it cost? What do I have to do to get in?
Yeah.
So if you're removing that, you're paying that just with the token up front, and then you don't have to think about it again. That's huge for a lot of people that want to come into the fantasy sports world.
Yeah, and I think a lot of things, like you see, like there's a lot of free leagues I've played, and there's a lot of good places out there that you can go get into free leagues, and just it's maybe not as competitive, right? And then some of the money leagues, a lot of times you're either up against random people. To do something like this where there's a bit of that community motivation and things like that, I think there's a fun way to keep people active in it. And then, yeah, like reward through tokens, right? Like it takes a lot of work to set it up, but if you're willing to do it, it's, I think, something really fun. And then expand it into different sports, right? Like I draft with UNXD yesterday and their community, and a lot of them are in Europe, right? So like being able to offer soccer, like European football and stuff one day, that would be really cool, right? And kind of expand it from there. But
yeah, and that's one of the biggest draws that I see is that once your vision comes to fruition and you guys are in full swing, this is going to be running year round. I mean, every sport has a fantasy league, and it just depends how much of a degen you want to be in fantasy.
Yeah, and obviously we really want to be, helping people get fit too, and being able to offer the fitness company year round and stuff. I'll be drafting with them next, actually, and so I should probably kind of get through this and kick the draft off because they'll be joining us in hours here. But for those tuning in and anybody drafting with us, we'll be drafting, like I say, 12-team 12-team redraft league on Sleeper here. I keep almost saying keeper because me and the boys got a keeper league. But we'll be drafting a quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide rights, a tight end. We'll get into all that in the draft room. There'll be a flex spot, which is one of any of those 3. Kicker, defense, 6 bench, and 2 IR. And like I said, we'll be doing it on the Sleeper app. It's one of the better ones going. But if you're ready to get into the draft room, we'll fire that up. For anyone watching, there's always your queue down here where you can set players, set them up, put them in place to pick if you have people you're interested in, and then you go through an organized quarterback, running back, receiver, or all, and most are ranked based off ADP, which is your average draft position of where everybody's drafted. But if you're ready to kick things off, FaZe, I think I'm ready to get into it.
Let's do it.
Tilted, you're back. You ready to get into this?
Yo, new Kuroki PFP just purchased.
Oh, love to hear it. Let's go. We'll be getting into those too, and then checking them out a little later in the draft too. But love to see it. Thank you.
Nice. Appreciate you.
Cool.
FaZe, you know what it is.
Let's fire this draft up. I love the camaraderie. We're gonna be off to the races. Boom. Do we want to do it? We're doing it. And we're off. Pick 1, Justin Jefferson. My buddy came and joined the league as well. Moscow. He's been in many of my leagues, Big B. And he's drafting from the combine tonight. So I'm stoked to have him there. Tilted with McCaffrey at 2. Nice one. Love it. We're running.
Wasting no time here.
1-2. Yeah, quick 1-2 out the gate. Pandam. I don't see the green dot, so he might end up on the auto draft. And so what we're going to do, we got our set minute and a half. We'll go minute and a half round 1. I'll switch it to minute, and then probably somewhere around 9-10, we'll gauge it. We'll switch over to 30-second picks, but we'll keep it running there for a minute. I set most of them to 60. I must have forgot to set this one, but we'll let Pandem have all the glory. We'll let him have his time. And I think he'll end up switching over to auto pick. But what will likely happen, unless he's got one of his cues set up there, is he's probably going to end up getting Jamar Chase. Because what it'll do is if you don't pick, it'll auto draft for you. Unless you have someone sitting in the queue over here like this, it's usually going to take the top guy for you. So we'll see if Pandem came prepared and had a queue set. If not, he's getting the second best probably receiver in the game. So no real complaints there, that's for sure. It's going to beak him, though. The app's going to lip him. I love that sleeper app. Sometimes it throws beaks when people run the clock out.
Come on.
What'd you get? What'd you get?
Oh, the suspense is killing me.
Yeah, it's lagging here. Is it going to do it? Is it going to auto pick? I'm not sure what's happening here. Normally it just auto picks. Is it nuts? Seems like the draft is something's happening here. I can't see the draft. Can you guys?
We've got it up on the screen.
I've had to pause it. Yeah, my phone's telling me we're on pick 4 or 5. I just paused it. We're having an issue here, I think.
I can see it. It looks like Austin Eckler just went 3rd. Travis Kelce just went 4th.
Yeah, I'm going to have to try to reload my internet here, guys. So give me 2 shakes. We're having a second there. As you can see, I just all of a sudden my phone kept beeping. And I'm like, well, what's going on? I thought this guy's picking, and it said there's been a pick or 2. So just need to see if we can get that back rocking and rolling. Oh, it looks like that has happened, which is good. It's a good thing we caught that. I apologize to anybody else that's kicking.
1, 2, 3 into the 4.
We absolutely froze, and that cue came in a little late, but that's the way it goes. We're going to resume this because I needed to know where the draft board was at. Eckler and Kels, fly. Mike's, anybody? I'm sorry if we had to pause it on you, but the show had to go on properly. And I would almost guarantee that's my internet, not the sleeper app, because it's been pretty flawless for us the last few drafts. I'm drafting, as you had mentioned, tilted lines out of cricket land here in the middle of Saskatchewan, in the middle of nowhere. So it is just abysmal internet at times. But I think we're going to get
it was kind of relaxing.
Yeah, no, it's funny. I'm just like, there's so many of them right now around Saskatchewan here, like around where I'm at, and I'm just so used to them. And the boys were beaking me the other night. They're like, is there crickets in the house? I'm like, yeah.
It's better than the gunshots we got over here. You hear that?
Where you at, Tilted?
New Hampshire.
Okay.
Where are you coming at us from, FaZe?
I'm in Seattle.
Nice. Yeah, so we're closer. We're a little closer.
Yeah. I think we talked about it. I'm driving up to Kelowna in a couple of weeks for a conference.
Nice. No, that'll be sweet. I love Kelowna. Have you ever been?
I haven't. No, it looks beautiful, though.
It's a beautiful, beautiful place. I can give you some tips on where to go. One of my good friends has a tattoo shop there, too. He's a friend that's done all my ink up there. Shouts to Andrew.
Oh, nice.
5 Diamonds in Kelowna. It's a pretty sweet shop. But no, Kelowna itself is a beautiful city. It's a place that I want to end up like moving to and live in eventually in that area. It's beautiful. They were kind of devastated by some forest fires here recently. So send my condolences to anybody affected by that for sure. But
yeah, I saw that in the news. Scary stuff.
Beautiful, beautiful area. Yeah, so far we got kind of who we would expect to go in the top 5 or 6. Kels has been going pretty early in most leagues. Everybody pretty old faithful Kels these days.
My strategy keeps changing with every pick here.
Nice. That's how I'm always rolling too. Some of the drafts, so some of these drafts, I'm in them with the community. There's a few that I'm in, obviously the Bushleague one I'm in, and then there's some I wasn't in. It's so much easier to do the show when I'm not drafted because I can just navigate, play around with stuff. But it's been kind of cool to do a little bit of both. But when I'm when I'm picking, everybody can see what I'm doing and what I'm thinking because my screen's up there all the time. But
how many leagues are you playing in?
So me and my buddies got our keeper in our dynasty league, so I'll be playing in those. And then a couple of my friends that are in those have their own leagues, so there's 2 more, so that's 4. Then I'll be playing in like probably 4 or 5, or maybe even 6 in this tournament. So then I'll be playing like 10 leagues probably, which is enough, no doubt. But I like my fantasy. Puffer, shouts to Puffer. She's the other one with Tilted that come over from Sassy and helped us fill this league up, which is awesome. She got AJ Brown. He's been a top pick for a lot too. Everybody's pretty high up on the Eagles. I kind of, like I said, I if I had to pick a team that wasn't Kansas to win the bowl this year, I almost kind of lean in that way. Fawn digs, Blitties, and then it's coming to me. So Bajan went. I was thinking about taking Bajan there if he came to me. Obviously, a pretty good pick to have.
Stud.
Yeah,
that was high up on my list too.
Do I want a receiver? I mean, do I go all in on Henry or do I maybe take Chubb? I'm kind of torn there. I'm thinking between those 2 guys, if I'm being honest. Obviously, I like personally having a good running back stash early. Receivers, the main dogs went. Otherwise, I might have taken one of them. I don't really know who I want over here, though. I mean, I guess Saquon's obviously going to be a beast too because he'll get lots of receiving yards. I think I'm going to completely switch it up from what I normally do. No, I'm not going to.
Clock's running down. What are you going to do?
I know. I think I'm going to go with old Trusty.
Those were my 2 as well, Chubb and Henry. So
made it easy for you.
Yep.
Nice.
All right.
We'll move to 30 seconds. It gave you a mercy minute. We'll see, though. We'll put the pressure on you. Oh, no, it didn't. Never mind. I'm an idiot. It switched it from 90 to 60. It gave you exactly what you were supposed to get. Allen takes Allen right first, eh? What do I do with my life now? Do I take the quarterback? Do I do it? I don't know if Patrick Mahomes has made it to the second round in any of my drafts yet. I think I'll just lock it up, finish it.
There you go. I like it.
We're both kind of just with the exact same stack there on the corner, right? But I mean, I think this is the first draft I've seen Mahomes make it over to the second round. I'm pretty confident in the first 3 shows. I'm pretty sure he did not make it past that.
How are you changing up your strategy this time around?
Honestly, it looks like it's kind of the same. I don't know if you watched the first draft or not, but someone took Mahomes and then Allen went like late in the first, and then someone took Hurts in the second, and I was beaking everybody, being like, I'd never take quarterback early. Like, you guys are all idiots. And then I had last pick in the second round. I took Andrews, and then I'm looking at the board, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to take Lamar Jackson. Minutes after telling everybody not to do that. And that's exactly what I did. So it honestly feels like usually what I do is try to load up running backs, right? That's usually what I do. And then I try to get a good tight end and then get receivers, quarterback. This year, it seems like I've been running back and a stud QB. It's pretty much what's been. Like, I've gotten Lamar, or I seem like I've tried to take one of the top 3 quarterbacks in every league this year. Just to start plug, play, never worry. and be able to fill my roster. Otherwise, we'll see if it is a good strategy or not. Normally, I don't like doing that. I like trying to load up, right? Because obviously I missed out on having Jacobs or Adams or Barkley, right? Like those are all studs that just went. They make your team significantly better, and you can usually find quarterback play later. I'm smart enough to know that, but
and it's fun watching how strategy changes over the years too. Because there was a time when kickers went first in the Sebastian Janikowski days. He was first pick in a lot of leagues all the time. I mean, he'd be a top scorer for people.
Yeah, and in my leagues, if you look, I got the kicker scoring set up a little tiny bit different. We'll run it with, I think if you're like 50 yards or over, you get like +4. But if it's like a short one, I only give 2 points. And you get like a lot of, it's not just -1 for missing. Like you get the same equal for missing. So like, because kickers, they can have these runaway 20-point games, but there's like no risk with them. So I tried to make it so that like they could kind of pick it up. And then the defense scoring, I run some stuff a little lower. One guy noticed, and I'll point it out with the defense score, and I put that like you get a point for every 25 yards if the defense makes like a pick kind of deal. So it's like it barely adds up to anything, but it's one little additional stat we have. But all the leagues are identical scoring across the board, so that the point system equalizes the leaderboard. So that's a tedious task too. But again, as a commissioner, Sleeper kind of makes my life a little easy. I was able to just duplicate the leagues once I set up like a template, and then kind of get everybody into it. So I know all the settings are identical across the board, which is nice. Makes doing the tournament setting easier. And over time, obviously, everybody tags Sleeper and hit them up. We want to get the deal with them, and then we'll get everybody playing on that app. I feel like I've brought on a couple hundred people over the last few years onto it. So. I'd like to kind of work with them and be able to do something fun like this. It'd be cool, right?
That'd give you a little boost if you partnered up with Sleeper.
I mean, I love a lot of the stuff they post on socials and stuff too. So I definitely want to, promote them, because I do think it's one of the better apps, and regardless, even if people just use it right on, because it's
for sure, yeah. Especially if it's something you use and are passionate about, you like the platform, absolutely.
Andrews went, and Najee and Taylor, those are all good picks. Ridley's obviously back, but Andrews, I thought about taking Andrews in the first round instead of Henry, and I thought about taking him again instead of Mahomes. So great pick for Pardam there. We had the late trigger on the Snoop after 4, hey, because we locked up, but even that clip or some of the music, a lot of the stuff, NFTs, right? That's one thing I really want to do with everything. I want to do everything NFT. So all that stuff is NFTs I own that I got through like the Snoop collection or the Death Row mixtape. Just pretty cool to be able to own that and have the rights to use it as a person or as a business, as a show. It's just so cool what NFTs are going to be able to do, right? And
endless possibilities, really. How long did it take you to develop this platform and this show?
I mean, obviously, it's just an idea I've been sitting on for whatever. So, I mean, this was just a matter of literally learning how to do everything, learning how to use StreamYard, connect it to socials. Like, I just been learning for like a couple of years, right? And now I'm just sitting in my basement. I got a like $30 little ring light. I got my camera. I'm just winging it, right? My buddies were kind enough to help me do 1 or 2 like test shows, and will absolutely fumble the bag, but at least it was with them. And I feel like it's going decent right now. But yeah, I'm just. It's a passion of mine, right? I want to talk about sports. I want to do something like this, do art, do content, things like that. And the only way to do it is, I guess, to go for it, right? To try.
And that's the best part. It doesn't feel like work when you're doing it, when you're passionate about it. You enjoy doing it, even when you're digging into the details and doing the research and studying up. That's all fun, learning about it.
See, now when I sit here, like we got Lamar just chilling there, it's like, man, I shouldn't have taken Mahomes because I could just get Lamar. I should just take him and fuck with him. I don't know how much I should. I think I'm gonna go Kittle. I think I'm gonna take a little reach and grab my tight end. I don't know if that was on your radar or not, but that's where we went. You digging some of the little characters and stuff Suburban drew up, but we kind of made up some stuff there. Drew up some
those were a lot of fun. Those were pretty cool.
And then a lot of the other stuff, I made a lot of that with AI. So same thing, just like learning all that, figuring it out, trying to, because my little brother is making all the actual like art and 3D assets and stuff. Like our Bushleague NFT collection is everything he's made is 3D. It'll obviously be like in a 2D PNG layer in the NFT, but all the assets are like, gamifiable and usable. And it's just been really fun to do that. And I didn't want to kind of take his attention away. So then we've made all this other art for kind of the sports league. And it's been really fun. It's kind of cool.
No, all the teaser stuff you did was cool. The Kuroki in the stadium with the like 180-degree turn was really cool. So appreciate the little touches like that. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, no worries. That was all Luna AI that I generated. That I prompted it off like some of your guys' characters, and then using some of my scenes, and then just prompting it with Luna, which is pretty cool. I don't know what route to go here. I should really stack my team up. I feel like I should. Like a part of me wants to go crazy and take Lamar Jackson and just mess with everybody.
I like it. Throw a wrench in things. Why not?
I'm doing it. This is the craziest thing I've ever done. This is someone's going to be mad in the league. But that's what happens. They got me to join it. I'm going crazy on this one. I'm wild carded. I can't believe Lamar Jackson made it to the 4th round again. I can't believe Mahomes made it to the 2nd. I'm going to trade him for someone. Everybody who's played with me a long time knows that I like sending trades. So now I'm just like frothing at the lips about this.
I mean, there's a few on this list that are sneaking by.
So many. That was the dumbest thing I could have done for my team, unless I actually pull a trade off. But I mean, wow. And nobody's going to want to like ever take my fantasy advice. So like that opportunity just went like done, like show 4 credibility gone. Right.
Unless you win, then they're going to be making the same moves next year.
Yeah. No, clip this. If someone's got to clip this, I don't have anybody to clip it. I don't know why I said that. I'll just have to.
It sounds good though.
Yeah, I'll have to remember I said that.
Viewers don't know you don't have people clipping on the other end.
Yeah, that's right. But no, I'll have to go back on that if I do get a win. One thing I thought about too would be it'd be fun for me to be like if I didn't have a job and while also being a dad and doing all this stuff, right? But like it'd be fun to be in all the like have a competition one day, maybe when I'm a bit cooler, where I'm in all the leagues and like see how many I win or lose and like make some content out of it. You know what I mean? And maybe like if I do really bad, like some communities get to mess with me and like, just make some fun with it down the road.
Oh, I like that different strategy in each one of them.
Well, that's like that. That's what I mean. That's exactly what I did here. Because I'm like, you know what? I could be super consistent in all of them, or why not wild card a couple? And so here I just went wild card with this. But I honestly feel like, as dumb as that was, probably, I'm going to be able to make a trade. So Lamar Jackson, I'm going to be wheeling and dealing after this draft heavily.
Absolutely.
Somebody. I'm going to be surprised if someone has like texted me and been like, what are you doing?
It's interesting to see these picks here, how this is fleshing out. Pandem's over here messing with my strategy. Thanks for that.
The auto draft is just getting you. Hey, it always does too, don't it? It's nice to see though. Pretty much everybody's out, and even the auto drafters. I mean, good for them. Thanks for joining. Sometimes people are busy. You never know what it is. Some places it's 5 in the afternoon. Some places it's 9 at night. I'm just stoked to see 12 people in here drafting and having a good time from all around. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's the flip side of Web3. While you're able to connect with people from all over the world at pretty much any time, you could be talking to them at 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. So time zones are definitely an issue when you're trying to connect.
Yeah, there was one of the guys last night joined from the Netherlands. It was 2:30 in the morning for him.
Oh shit! Wow.
who did the draft with us, that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool.
I admire the dedication there. Good for him.
Yeah, and he'd never done a draft before either, right? Like this is his first one. And
that's cool.
I was pretty honored to like do it with him and hang out and do that. So
that's
it'd be cool to have this room right full. Or like next year when we do it, have all 12 of us and have a good. I'll make a little scene where we all go around the draft board. That'll be cool.
Oh, there you go.
Even these little like layouts, I had to set them up and make sure they work so I could like stream the draft room. It's all like super kind of like nerdy stuff, right? For me, who's like an oil field guy and stuff, just doing all this, right? But I love it, and it's super fun, and I've been having kind of a lot of fun creating it. And for me, a lot of it just, I got a little girl now, right? She's 3.5, and I want her to see her dad chasing dreams instead of just chasing money, right? So
for sure,
kind of just gonna go for the things that maybe didn't go for when I was a kid and see where it takes me, right?
Yeah, and I mean you exude the passion in it as well. You can see the excitement in your face when you're talking about it and just going through these things. So good on you for doing it.
No, and thank you for joining me. It's people like you that want to do it and have fun. And obviously, it'd be super lame if I just sit here talking to myself too, right? So you make it, you would tilt it, and anybody who actually joins makes it obviously way more possible too. So thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sitting here drinking a beer, shooting the shit, talking about football. You don't have to twist my arm to do that.
Yeah, no, I got a nice little mojito I mixed up. We're rolling.
Nice.
Now that I look at the board and I see like Burrow and Herbert, I'm like, I'm kind of an idiot. Like I probably didn't need Jackson, but whatever. We're gonna see what happens. I'm gonna be praying on. I can't pray on Fly now, and I can't play on Pandem. I can't pray on the auto drafters because they got quarterbacks already. Maybe hot ice cream. We'll see. We'll give it a couple rounds. Puffer taking Tua. Let's go. And Tua, I hope he stays healthy. If he does, he's going to be great. I'm sure I've said the same thing in a few shows. I know Terry McLaurin too, a couple picks back, because he's been pretty electric for a couple of years. He wasn't quite as game changing last year, but I think if Sam Howell can do his thing over there, that'd be a good pick. What are your thoughts on Dobbins? Pandem got. What are your thoughts on that one? I think he's going to play.
Again, that was going to be my next pick, to be honest, if it was still available.
Dobbins?
Yep.
And then, Bijan coming in. I'm definitely interested to see what he does. Oh, it's my pick. I better not be exploring right now. Chris Godwin just went. So I don't have a receiver. I barely have anything. I just have a bunch of quarterbacks. So what I should do is Jerry Jeudy. Sure, why not? I got the Broncos jersey on. My first receiver.
I'm going with a sleeper pick here.
Oh yeah, what do you got? Addison? Okay, you think he's going to be breaking out, doing some things?
I think so.
He's obviously playing behind Jefferson, but Jefferson takes a lot of double coverage. KJ, they list him second. I still think KJ Osborne will have a big role, obviously, in that offense. But it's a good pick. Jefferson.
Yeah, we'll see how he does. He had big numbers last year.
Yeah, and there's always two ways to look at it, right? Like, okay, they got Jefferson. He's not going to get the ball as much because Jefferson's so good. But at the same time, it's like Jefferson hogs so much coverage. You never know, right?
Right.
Just wait to see it. Okay, so where do I want to go with this? Why is Madison questionable? I think I'm just going to take Madison and hope
for the best.
Yeah. My team's not. I don't know how I'm feeling about this team. It's just going to depend what I can pull off with the Lamar Jackson trade. 50-50.
You got some good leverage there. I think you'll be able to pull something good.
Yeah, it just depends. Like, I don't know who I'm drafting against, right? So it's interesting. John, hey, it's so trippy seeing Atlanta without Matt Ryan for the last few years, but we'll see if Desmond Ridder can do his thing or not.
Yeah, that's anytime somebody tenured like that leaves an organization, it's just strange for a while to see anybody else there.
Yep. And me? Oh, I was like, well, why is it clicking on that? Am I talking too much? Dak is chilling. So the next draft, what I'm going to do, because I'm going to be drafting again in a bit, I'm not taking a quarterback, no matter what. I'm marking my words here. I will not take a quarterback until at least 8th.
You have another draft today after this one?
Yeah, I got 2.
Okay. So what have you learned going through this process? And anything you're gonna revise or update, make different next time?
Yeah. Geez, I almost fell over. Yeah, 100%. Like, just it was definitely difficult, right? Like a lot of the communities, obviously every community involved, for the most part, made my life pretty easy. Chatting with me, says the odd one that kind of left it last minute, this or that. For the most part, it was difficult to get everybody organized. Like some of the communities, like say you, who really pushed it, or Vayner Sports, Alien Friends, some of the communities that, again, so honored, but like they gave me an actual room in the server so that there's like a dedicated place to announce it. I feel like that was super helpful. Like every one of the projects that we did something like that, where there was just dedicated place, hey, here's the announcement. It's kind of backed by the community, that the league's filled up like instantly, right?
Okay.
So that was super helpful. But I think I guess it's just going to depend, right? Like, because I'm hoping that it's become something that people really enjoyed, and going into next year, that it's just going to kind of fill up a little easier. Like I want to bring all the same communities back if I can, because you guys are kind of helping me pioneer this, right? So that's definitely something. But I think just going through it, like a big thing's going to be getting my token system going and just seeing how that works, right? Like I almost don't know if I can say for sure how it needs to be, aside from I know I need to. A lot of people don't take fantasy football as serious. Like you took me seriously when I reached out a month early. Some people were like, oh, it's a month away. Who cares? And I'm like, no, like with trying to do this, make art, organize shows, schedule, like, because like this, I got to schedule 5 drafts, 3 nights in a row, make it all work, schedule, make the graphics, schedule the shows, and I'm doing it all by myself, right?
Well, the end user doesn't get that experience and usually realize, unless they've had a conversation with you, how much work goes into putting this together. So they don't know that it takes that much time to get to this point.
Well, and there's even some people who didn't necessarily read through like the message or anything to it, the sign up, right? Where then they're like, they didn't even realize they were in the Bushleague, right? They just think it's a league for their community. And that is part of what I want. I want it to be a league for their community, but I want people participating in the Bushleague aspect, sharing on socials, getting the fab, because I just see such a possibility to use fantasy sports to help drive small business sales, to help push projects forward, right? Because if you can have all these people that love fantasy being rewarded in league, being rewarded with prizes for winning leagues, probably prizes from those same places, right? Like I envision a thing where we can do a league and every week there's a different business that we're promoting. And they're just like, now they're getting sales, or because people are tweeting, they're pushing about it. And those people that are doing that are being rewarded, right? Your token holders get rewarded for their participation in league in a new, unique way. And those people, businesses, projects, I just see so much potential, so much potential for where it can go, right? And then if you can token gate it, make it easy, come connect, because that's the big thing that I think we'll have to change next year. Is trying to get everybody to sign up, fill out the Google form is hard. Once I get my website going and tech laid and everything fully running, that I'll start to roll out once the league's going, and start to give everybody access to the free mint to kind of test run that aspect. A big thing for me was making sure everything worked before I'm selling something and giving stuff out and test running and doing all that. So that's kind of a lot of what we've been working through in the last while. And so,
yeah, because I mean, at the end of the day, this all falls on your shoulders, and if it doesn't go right, that's on you. That's your reputation. That's your responsibility. So I get that. You want it to be correct. You want it to go well for the users, be a fun activity for everybody, and for things to go smoothly.
Yeah, and obviously one of the things that I got to learn through being in the space myself the last couple of years is if you don't produce, there's instant like FUD, right? So I could avoid all that by not selling something before I try it. Now, obviously, I'm just luckily that I'm in a position financially to pay to build my own project. For most people, that luxury isn't there. And then they get all their funds from the mint and it doesn't work out, the stress or whatever it might be, and the project doesn't move forward. For me, it was important to me to kind of build it myself, put my own funds where it is, and be able to show people, hey, it's already working. I do still need that same capital that most people wanted off the start, but I want to present a real project. Now let's move it forward to, hopefully once my site rolls out, we can show everybody, like, we want to give that online fitness, and I know it's my pick, so I'll shut up in a second, but give the online fitness, move forward, give discounts, and be able to reward people with like trips and vacations and all the things we plan on doing over the next 5-10 years, right? We plan to be around for a while.
Yeah, and that's all going to come through the proof of concept as people start seeing what you're actually putting out there, and then you have the users talking about it. Really, I mean, the best marketing you could have is word of mouth. After a successful season and people start winning stuff and using your online fitness platform, so you'll get there. You're on the right path.
Who am I going with here? I'm going to have to pull like a panic pick, and it's going to be, I think, Dalvin Cook. I'm just going to take a shot on the Jets. Dalvin's been a stud. I got Madison and Cook back to back, and you would have never thought in your life you'd see them picked in that order, let alone in the 6th and 7th round. But that just happened. And speaking on the fitness company too, that's the draft we'll be doing next with my buddy Joel Van Mills and the NFT Pro Fitness Squad. Obviously, Joel's already got a huge clientele and customer base. I mean, he's got 30 years of professional boxing under his belt and already has a ton of customers and everything. We're just a bit of Neanderthal. So he does, obviously he's got his in-person stuff during COVID. He started online, and that's the online program we're going to be bringing to everybody, and just really looking forward to sharing that with everybody. I think he's got a little over 100 or 150 customers right now online, just from like word of mouth and doing his thing. So once we are able to get his website launched and integrate that, obviously everybody in this fantasy league, there's about 100, 120 people are all going to get a free trial of that. And some people who win the league and stuff might get a year trial or whatever else. I'm just talking through your pick, trying to throw you off so I can beat you.
No, you're good.
But just kind of really looking forward to sharing that with everybody too, because he's one of the best trainers in the world. I mean, I'm in maybe the greatest shape of my life in my mid-30s, and it's all because of doing home workouts from Joel. So.
And that's huge. That's a huge incentive for people, especially coming out of COVID. People realize how much of a value there is to being able to work out in your home with little to no equipment.
Yeah, I mean, I built my gym during that time in the house, and I mean, I have no reason to go back. I have it. I got those classes. I just do it at home. It saves me so much time, money. It's super efficient. Having a guy who's basically in my house training me, because Joel's live 5 days a week, or you can do the boxing course that's curated and edited. And that's something we'll be offering too, is like, ideally our customers will be able to come and join and talk to Joel before and after the workouts and really create a relationship that most people don't have, right?
Yeah. And that removes a huge barrier to entry for a lot of people, because so many people are nervous or scared about going to the gym and other people seeing them work out. Being able to do that in your own home with nobody, with no eyes on you, that's going to be a big deal for people.
Yeah, no, 100%. And those classes are something anybody can do. Like he's got he's 5 days a week. You can do all 5. I usually do, but his classes, there's a 2-day-a-week meta bands class, kind of more just resistance training, resistance bands, which actually works really awesome. And that's Tuesday, Thursdays. And then Monday, Wednesday, Friday, he does more of a cross body training with basically you just need 25-pound weight and body weight step up, and same thing, you can do it with bands if you want, but they're all really good courses. Really enjoy doing them, and it's helped keep me pretty dialed in the last few years.
Yeah, that's huge. And just the convenience factor alone, being able to do that in your own home on your own time. You don't have to worry about going to the gym, driving somewhere, taking your stuff and changing and getting ready. It's huge, especially if you have kids and a family, and work and everything else that life throws at you, just being able to do that when you want to.
Yeah, and for us too, I'll get back to the draft in a second, but for us too, we want to make sure that his website is fully like the same normal experience. His customers right now, we don't want them to have to get an NFT if they don't want, right? Like they can come use the website, normal membership, do their thing, but we'll kind of almost be like, hey, but if you get this, if you buy the token, now you're going to get a free month. That's going to make up like 80% of the value of buying the token, right? And it acts as a 10% discount. So the idea is the customer who already uses it will see, hey, well, in 6 months, I'm actually money ahead on this token. And the idea is having the Bushleague token work for our fitness company, work at our art gallery, work for fantasy leagues, have any one person be able to come to that token for a reason, but then also see, like say someone comes to, okay, I want 2 years of joining these fantasy leagues and different NFTs and different prizes. Oh, wait a minute, this same token, I can go connect and try the fitness company. Maybe I like it. And having a business model where now you're rewarded by a discount after if you want to try it. Because the big thing too is a lot of NFT projects, I think the last 2 years, were done by people without a business background. Whereas I have a decade or two of business background behind me and understand you need to run a business model. And if we can have a thing where we can reward our loyal customers with savings, but they're still using the business, there still is some income coming in. That's the one thing I've always seen for NFTs is like this magical make token value go up is a really crazy thing to just hope for. Like it barely happens, right? But the idea of make the token connect to 1,000 different places for savings is like super logical. And if you can keep people's money in their pocket in today's economy, that's a big thing.
That's the utility that this space needs. And I feel like a broken record preaching it all over the place, but the days of the hype-based value in NFTs is pretty much gone for 99.99% of projects. It's gone, save for like a 2 or 3 day pump initially. That hype-based value is gone. So the coupling of Web 2 and Web 3 to bring holders actual value that's going to put money in their pockets or bring them savings or some sort of actual real utility.
Or fun, like something like this draft.
Or fun, right? Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
No, that's awesome. And getting back to the draft, we've been buzzing for a while, but there's been a few solid picks. Obviously, I've picked Alvin Cook. You picked who I think has the best name in the NFL right now, Tank Bigsby. So I think that's number one. I always say Evan McPherson is a great name. McPherson, I love it. But Bigsby's clutch. But we got a few other good picks. Mule's just loading up on receivers over on that end. Same as Pandem. He's got quite a few for Auto Draft City. Hot Ice. Dang it. They auto drafted him like a good quarterback. I can't pray on him anymore. I can't pray on him. I was really hoping to be able to.
It's going to be interesting to see how this shakes out. These are.
I think I'm going to get stuck with 2 quarterbacks and nobody's going to have any mercy on me. I'm going to have a sketchy looking squad. Mike and Ike's, baby. And again, I should also give a big shout to Mike and Ike's. He's came over from the Alpha Beast community. So if you're watching, big shouts to you. Alpha Beast was going to have a squad in there, and it just didn't work out. Wish it goes all love. I got big love for Fungible and David. But stoked that Mike came over and joined us here. The Kuroki squad, I love the rebuild, and I love how you've been kind of giving some people your NFTs for joining. We got a dozen here. We're rolling, so it's cool to see a couple of people.
Oh, absolutely. I appreciate everybody that joined. We're kind of a replacements team here, but I like it.
Yeah, no, and obviously for you guys are taking over a project that was previously set up and done, and obviously the old owners kind of disappeared on it, so you guys are trying to revive it and help like I say, about 1,500 people just have a little fun with something they purchased. So I think that's a pretty noble cause, and I'm super stoked to meet you and help you.
Yeah, we appreciate that, and we're going to need all the support we can get. Obviously, a long road ahead and a steep hill to climb, but as we've talked about, Mozzie and I just got tired of seeing these communities get left in the dust, and we're going to do everything we can to revive Kuroki and bring value back to the community.
You could start by, you can try to win the league. That'd be a big giant championship, put you back on the map.
That'd be a good start. Absolutely. Bring the trophy home, have some bragging rights for a little bit.
I am going to. I got 3 running backs. I got 2 receivers. I got my guy there. We're gonna move up to 32nd picks. I think after round 10 is when we'll do it. I think I need some more. I definitely need wide right, and I need some more running backs. This Traylon Burks, he broke his hand. I know he's gonna be back, but fuck, it sketches me out. I already got Judy, so I can't do that. I can take Burks. Oh, I clicked it. Is it going to work? Oh, yeah, there we go. Now I got, at least I rounded out some receivers. I got 3 receivers. And Judy and Cooks, I'm not sad about starting them every week if I have to. They're obviously studs. No, I have no issue. Just I definitely missed out on getting a receiver in the first 4 rounds, which was oh, no, Pandem didn't either. Pandem didn't get one until later. Me and Pandem were living on the edge. Cowboys, he took the boys, damn boys.
Had to do it. Couldn't leave him out there.
You think Beckham's going to go back? Like Beckham is such a wild card pick, right? If he goes back to Beckham, unreal. If he stays Beckham.
But hit or miss.
Yeah.
I mean, when he's on, he's on. So we'll see how it turns out.
Yeah, no, for sure. I feel like there's, what do we got? Zay Flowers, Bateman. I think there's another young stud over there too this year. They got a few mouths to feed. Where am I going to go with this pick? Am I going to take a leap and go with Zeke? Or am I going to take another guy over here? I think I'm going to take Zeke. Take him.
Oh, come on, dude.
Oh, I picked it. Oh, it did. Okay, I thought I was going to get jacked there for a second. So we can see, at least we can see the draft board live. I get the instant replay. Get to redo it if I had to. It's the joys of hosting. You're just like always lagging a little bit. Tilted, how you feeling about the squad over there? Are you still kicking it with us?
How many are on auto? We have 3 on auto.
There's 3, I think. Yeah, not many. That's not bad. Not bad for Sunday night. Like I say, it could be 10 o'clock somewhere right now.
No, that's not bad at all. And I know Pandem has some young kids.
Herbert, nice pick by Blitty. I thought about going that route, but did not.
This is where it starts getting dicey. It's really throwing darts at a map essentially.
I wonder if I'll be able to try to make my buddy Balin a trade if he's watching. He always steals Javonte Williams. He knows he's my guy because he's a Broncos RB. Always takes him on me.
Is that your team, the Broncos?
Yeah, that's my favorite squad.
How'd that become your team and not somebody closer to the border? Why aren't you a Seahawks fan?
So, I mean, obviously Canadian kid, so I'm a Seattle fan, Saskatchewan fan. So you'd say Seattle, I say Seattle. But obviously Rough Rider fan for CFL. NFL, I think I mentioned it on one of the shows the other day. The boys got me into NFL drafts. Like I never really watched NFL that much 10, 12 years ago, maybe even 14 years ago. I can't remember. It's been a while since when they first got me into it. But I did a football draft, that's how I learned football, right? Like that's how I learned NFL. I drafted and then I learned after that. I didn't know who I was drafting the first year or anything, kind of like some of the guys last night. And so when I got into it, I kind of knew I liked Denver a little bit. Like I like Von Miller and I liked the vibes, and Denver's legalizing weed, and I was like, Denver's a cool place. And then I knew I liked Peyton Manning because he was just really good in Indy, right? And he was ripping. And it was maybe like whatever, I don't know how many years it's been now, 8, 9. If I was wearing the Manning jersey, I'd know because I got the Super Bowl patch on it. But obviously they traded Manning to Denver, and I was like, okay, well, I guess I don't have to decide now. It's just going to be Denver. And so, like, that's literally how I became a Broncos fan. It's just like started fantasy football, Peyton Manning, quarterback, Denver defense, like literally, and then they combined forces, and that's literally how I became a Broncos fan. Like,
was it the year they won the Super Bowl? That's when you became a Broncos fan?
Like I was, so did they win it the first year Peyton went there? They did, right?
I don't remember. I think so.
I remember the first, second year. I'd have to look back. But like I said, I was kind of on the fence. And so soon as Peyton went there, I was like, okay, I guess I'm just a Broncos fan. Because I didn't really have a team. Like I was just in la land. And as a sports fan who like, baseball, I'm a Blue Jays fan. Detroit, I'm a diehard hockey fan. For football, Canadian, I'm a diehard Rough Riders fan. I was like, I have to pick a team. So then once he got traded, I was like, this is my team. And then I can't remember if they won the first or second year, but it's like, okay, that's the squad. Because like same as the Red Wings, like I always say when I was a little kid, I became a Red Wings fan because I was a goalie, and they had some of the best goalies at the time. So I really started liking them. And then they won the Cup 2 years in a row when I was like 9 and 10, and that just locked it in for me, right? And I've been a Red Wings fan ever since. And so that's kind of how the Broncos came about. It was just random, and I'm a snowboard guy, so the mountains.
Oh, nice.
To me, right? So.
That's cool. I always love hearing those stories, especially from people who don't have a hometown team, how they gravitate towards the team of their choice.
Yeah. I like to see now, P. Ryan went to Pandem. I'll be trying to send him a trade then because I wanted P. Ryan. I was going to check on him. You got Geno Smith. But it says we're starting to see a few kickers go off the board now. Bass and McPherson have gone. I mean, I think I'm about to do something crazy. My usual thing is to kind of leave kicker defense stuff till really late because I like to recycle them a bit. But
oh, you're gonna mix it up a little, huh?
Mix it up. I've already mixed it up pretty wildly. I might mix it up big here, because I'm intrigued to see the order that a few things have gone. Jets, nice. Okay, well, I'm like, man, this team better be good. I feel like I'm drafting a bad team. Like, I hope I don't put in like a horrible performance and just dead last in the Kuroki League here. But everybody's skipping over them. They're taking these other kooks. I'm just going to take Tucker. I'm just going to lock it in.
There you go.
I got the best kicker in the game, third kicker off the board, which is not the way it should go, which I just socially engineered you into picking one too. So we're off to the races now.
Where do we go from here?
Oops. I like this. So for the most part, the stream seems to be running okay. It seems to be running smooth for me for the most part. It kind of works with the little draft board and stuff. I've been enjoying it.
Yeah, I like it. It's been good.
Goff, eh? So you backed up, grabbed a second QB, locked it in. Goff's kind of one of your guys, or what?
I like him. I'm going to have a tougher time down the road. I got to lock somebody in now.
That's fair.
I've got 23 picks ahead of me before I go again.
I think I'm going to take the other guy that I think will be the guy who might supplant your boy Beckham. I think I'm going to lock in Bateman there.
Who do you think's looking the strongest right now?
Let me take a gander through here.
On paper, anyway.
Yeah, I'll take a peek. We'll see. See who's looking jacked up. Obviously, I think me and you started out great. Just I blew it. I think your team's looking pretty decent. It just that Lamar Jackson slot's killing me. I gotta have to make a move. Geez, who do I think? Who do I like? Knuckles looking strong. I like what he's got going there. See what this pick is here. Let's see if he lets me down or not. But he held out all the way to Richardson, which I did in a draft, one of the drafts yesterday. I held out all the way to Richardson. I like what he's got going. Deebo Samuel, Gibbs, but that's a good squad. Puffer's looking good. Goddard, Tua, maybe. Yeah, Puffer's looking okay. Hot Ice, man. If you're watching, if you come back, you need a better quarterback. I don't know. Maybe Dak's a guy, but you probably need a better quarterback. I'll trade you one. Bro Namath too. He needs a quarterback, but I like his squad though. It looks decent. I like Canuckle's squad. Canuckle's squad standing out to me a little bit.
That's what he's doing.
Tilted Lines too is looking. Everybody's really diverse. Canuckle's standing out to me a bit though. I think that's one that I'll have to be looking out for all year.
And it really, I mean, they say any given Sunday for a reason. It takes one breakout from.
Oh, Ross Wilson, baby, let's go. Let's go. He's been picked. We got to rock the helmet. I rock it every time Russ is picked. Shouts to the local weather for hooking me up with the signed Russ helmet. It ends up on every time he's picked, every draft. That's the rule. Big Russ. I got this local weather NFT. Obviously, one of the sports drink Russ is doing, they had an NFT initiative and ended up winning this helmet signed, one of the sides. I forget. I'm just abusing it, probably slapping it, throwing it on my head. But
that's what they're for. You're using it right.
Kenny Pickett gets the pick. Patriot, Ravens. Wilson, bro, Namath, shouts to you for picking the boy Wilson, getting him on the squad. Love to see it. Now I won't be able to drink this thing. I'm going to have a sip of water.
All right, I got another sleeper if he holds out.
Sleeper. Speaking of sleeper, shouts to Sleeper app for letting us have this league on here. Love it.
Yeah, this is the first time I'm using this. It's really smooth.
Yeah, and I find what I tell everybody is I always like drafting most all leagues on my computer. I find it way more interactive, way funner. Sleeper for management in season is just so good on mobile. I love it. So ideally, if anybody's trying to manage and is more mobile friendly.
Oh,
such
come
a great
on,
app.
dude.
You take Wilson, you give all the glory, and then you run the clock. I love you, bro, Namath. And he goes on auto after the Wilson pick. But he ends up taking a nice rookie there. And there it is. Oh, baby. I think that's going to do it. Love to see it fly on auto draft. We'll have to reach out to you, but that is the secret player. Obviously, we've been doing the Kuroki in the likeness of Atlanta, right? That's been kind of the theme. That was the hidden player, Young Ho Koo. He's a stud kicker. So shouts to fly. We're going to get in touch with you after me and FaZe. I'm going to hook you up with a little Link Style character and get that hooked up over to you. So shouts to that. Awesome. Love to see it. Sometimes it gets late in these drafts, and I'm like, whoo. I mean, it's not going to trigger. It's not going to trigger. But
congrats, Fly.
Love it. I guess I'm supposed to wear this till the end of the draft. Maybe I'll put it on. Look, it's got a buzz on my helmet now. I got to
take a sip of that mojito first before you put that back on.
Nice. Well, yeah. Well, while we're paused for a second, it's a good time. I think I just want to show people a little bit of some of the Kuroki stuff. I know you guys kind of got a website there. You can go over. Check out some of the past transactions, look at some of the different characters and stuff that you guys have for sale. Just a cute little website, get to all you guys' socials and everything from there to check out what you're doing. I don't know if there's anything. Where's the one that's most popping? Where should they be heading
I mean, this just takes you to all the various platforms: OpenSea, Twitter, Discord. It's not very involved yet. It's just a landing page to get to everywhere
Awesome.
we're at. So more to come. We're going to build this out as we get into things. Very early in the planning process, so we've got a lot coming. As you and I have talked about, these early stages are really just re-engaging the community, letting people know that we're back and we're working for the holders, and we got a lot in the works and a lot to come.
Yeah, no, obviously, some pretty neat art. Some of it, pretty cool. I know I went and snagged one the other day. Where's my little green-haired fella? I snagged this guy. He's puffing. I don't know if he's got a cig or a J, but cigarettes are bad for you, kids. But,
yeah, the art's pretty good. There's some minor things we want to touch up. We're working with a few artists now. We're not going to do any major changes to the collection. We're not going to do any trait customization, anything like that. The rares are going to stay where they are. So we just some minor touch-ups to clean up a few little things here and there. But for the most part, what you see is what you get.
Yeah, nice. I was looking through some of these rare ones. They're pretty cool. Some of they got the Pepe, the little hidden characters. But no, that's cool. I just wanted to kind of show people a little bit of what you had on the go there, and make sure everybody can see that and check it out. And obviously, looks like you're doing some fun stuff. I know some of my pals that jumped in over to there. You were generous enough to just give them an NFT for jumping and joining in the league, and obviously just can tell you're out there to push the community forward. So stoked to see that. And thank you again for bringing some people in and bringing some of your community over to do this with us. Hopefully that puts you on the map, the Bush League, right? We'll see.
That's what this is all about. Absolutely. The cross-community component. So here to support each other.
I'm going to fire this draft back up, and we've been having such a fun time. I forgot to even speed the clock up, but we're doing all right. I'm going to have to put this on till my next pick, which is coming up. That's the rule. And
I almost picked Koo. I went with Carlson instead.
Nice, did you? You could have had a nice big win. Then everybody would have thought it was break though. That's like the Bush League draft. I randomized it. I got first pick, and I bet you it was 12 seconds. The boys are texting me.
I like it. I'm glad Fly got it. All right, my sleeper's still there. Hopefully nobody picks him up.
Well, we should maybe I should show off. There's our fella. Big hidden player activation, Young Hoku. Been with Atlanta the whole time too, if I recall, since being a rookie. He's been there the entire time. But kicker's part of the game. You know, some people remove them from the leagues, and I see why. But I enjoy it. I just try to switch my scoring up a little bit, and it's a natural part of the game. It puts a lot of points in the actual football game. So where she goes, I'm going to pick one of these guys, and I'm going to get this helmet off so that I can have a drink. It's a little sippy with you. Speaking of which, who's going to sponsor me? I need drink sponsor.
What's your drink? That's who you got to go after.
I know. I mean, I guess I don't really drink much anymore, actually. Like maybe someone will sponsor me like a THC drink, or maybe I get some vodka or something.
There you go. You gotta talk to Nuggies. You familiar with Nuggies?
With who?
Nuggies.
Oh yeah, I think I've heard of the project. Yeah.
Yeah, those are the guys you want to connect with for a THC connection.
We'll get some vodka. We'll get Vaco vodka sponsor in here. Let's go. Show some Vaco.
Knuckle going with the Packers, my arch nemesis.
Knuckle. I bet you want Lamar Jackson. All right, so I gotta take a good hard deep look at my squad here. We got 4 running backs. We're doing okay, I think. We got way too many quarterbacks. We've addressed that several times. Receiver, I mean, we're doing okay. The squad's rounded. It's just gonna depend how we close it out here, if we can or not. 36 seconds.
Oh, Blitty took my sleeper.
Kirk Rice, that's your guy. Everybody's high on just the KC guy, hey?
Yep.
I'm just gonna take Donta Foreman because he might be starting. I'm just gonna take him. He's been one of my late guys in almost every draft. And now that I picked, I can lose the helmet. I'm gonna have a big red spot on my forehead as I do every time I take it off. But we are back. We are buzzing. Shouts to MP3. Shouts to Roberto. Hooking a guy up with this beauty hat. Teaching the guy how to stream a little bit. Absolute legend. But now we got to make another pick. Where are we going? Where are we going? I know my buddy on the end is just going to jack me because that's what he does. So I think that I might have to just take a leap of faith and get my boys.
There you go. I like it.
I got him in almost every league, I think, except for the one Balin sniped him on me, and he's back in this league. I don't trust him. So down. Coming for you. I just absolutely lipped that live on air. What's up? I promise if you sponsor me, I won't spill it. What do you got there? What are you sipping? What are you sipping on?
That was just water, but we've got.
Oh yeah. Oh, amber ale.
Yeah. I'm usually an IPA guy, but this one's pretty good.
Well, good. I thank you for picking it. Spend an hour and a bit of your life with me. I was razzing tilting at the start. I was like, "Oh, FaZe is fumbling the link. We're starting our first one late." So, usually, I'm always late for everything. So, thank you for humbling me. I've been on.
Oh, anytime you need me to show up late for something, let me know. I'm there for you.
I'm absolutely always the worst for it, like at all times. And I was like, well, the other guy found his way in. I don't know, but I'm new to all this, so I'm just like, I probably screwed it up. That's usually my general assumption in most of this process. If something goes wrong, is I probably screwed up.
Oh no, it was totally me.
There's so much new stuff to learn, though, right? Like I say, I don't even know what's going on social medias. I just spent the last couple of weeks just like scheduling it, hoping it would go out when the shows happen. And just hoping anything happens. I don't even know because I'm sitting here doing my thing. I'll go back and check it out like on Monday and see if it all worked or not.
A year from now, you're going to be laughing at all those little fumbles when it goes super smooth and everything goes to plan.
Come on.
Oh, I'm gonna. Yeah, ideally, I get to be doing like the Gary V, and I'll have someone hired that'll be cutting clips from like the original drafts where we're fumbling heavy.
That'd be fun. Yeah, do some bloopers like a year or two later.
Definitely.
Can have an outtake show.
As what I say too, I got first pick in my draft, and the boys were harassing me. It was just yesterday. I clued in though that like the karma or the fantasy gods must have been looking over me because like I realized yesterday after because I've been so busy doing it. I was like, hold on a minute. Me getting randomized first pick in my draft, which was the first draft, is like I literally got the first pick ever in like my company in essence, right? Which is kind of cool, you know what I mean? So it's like pretty interesting because when I did the very first first pick, well, completely random, but I didn't even clue until last night that I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
That is cool for sure.
Because obviously, like you can set your draft order yourself. Like say me and the boys, the Dynasty Keeper leagues on Sleeper, it makes it super easy for me to track like where we should be drafting based off their standings last year and stuff. These redraft leagues, I pretty much always just randomize it, right? And for most of these, there's just one randomized. I kind of told everybody once the league was full, we'd randomize it. And it's funny. This one we ended up at the tail end, but yeah, I was giggling the first one. I got first pick. It's funny. I usually don't like first pick though. Like I like everybody else doing that and kind of them making the hard choice, and I just take the obvious person after.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
So who am I going to take at the end? I think that it's going to be a running back or wide right. Looking at the board, Kareem Hunt could be a nasty sleeper. Clyde could be a good guy to have. Rondell Moore is a solid pick. You know what? I'm going to show everybody in my queue my thoughts. I give a care. I'm going to put Tajay Spears in there. If one of you guys takes him, though, I'll be sad. He's gonna get the kick. And Rondell Moore, I've been taking lots late. He's, I think, going to be a good player. Obviously, he's number 2 in Arizona, and I don't know why everybody's so down on Arizona. I think they'll be okay again this year. Tight end, really nobody left. Rondell Moore just went, so we're looking to see if Zay makes it or not. Is there a quarterback that's hidden here that I think is a stud that I should be taking? Man, there's a lot of – man, I'm an idiot. There's so many quarterbacks left. Oh, well. Can't all be the brightest. I think I'm going to take Taj just because I have Henry. I think I'll back him up and play safe just in case. And that's the route I'll run with it. Tilted, how you doing? How you feeling about the squad? I don't know if you're there still or not.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm really happy with it. I'm really happy with the way that my team turned out, to be honest. I kind of I did a lot of mocks, but you guys still had me pivoting, and I'm not used to the 12 team, so that was a little deeper, not in a bad way, but it just had me thinking deeper. So I had to make a couple different moves. But at the end of the day, I'm really happy with the way it turned out, dude.
Yeah, no,
and thank you for putting this on, dude. It was really cool.
Yeah, no, thank you again for doing it and then joining us and then hanging out. I appreciate it. It's been super fun. I'm looking too, though. You might be one of my top candidates, like Daniel Jones, man. That guy tripped over the 15-yard line last year. I will give you a real quarterback. You just let me know. Lamar Jackson, he's all yours. Oh, that's a nice big zoom, whatever happened there. So I've got my last pick. I think I'll just lock in Tajay unless there's a secret little stash guy, I think, standing out here. And then I'm interested to see who you close it out with. Let's see this last pick. Kareem Hunt, nice. And that's crazy to see that how the mighty have fallen from like he would be like a 3rd-round pick to like now. What do they call him, Mr. Irrelevant?
Yep.
Got the Mr. Irrelevant title. But obviously, thank you both so much for joining me. Thanks everybody who drafted with us tonight. This has been an awesome draft show. It's a sleeper for giving us this great platform to draft on. Been pretty fun doing this with you guys. Like I said, I think I really blew it, but I don't know. I didn't hear back from you, Tilted. We're in the market. We going to be dealing after this draft, or what's happening? Am I standing one? Like, what do we need?
I don't know if he's there.
I don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry. I missed it.
I'm choking on a mint from my mojito.
Don't die, TK. We need you for the rest of the season, buddy.
No, I was just saying, like, you got Daniel Jones there. I don't know if that's who I want to be running all year with. You might have to make a trade. Might have to give you a real quarterback. Get Lamar over there. All
right. Well, I guess I was just grabbing him because I wanted him the Hyatt stack, but we'll see how that even works out. So, give it a couple weeks. It might work out, might not. And like you said, you could always pivot. So, yeah, we could always make a trade. Let's talk.
Don't let him guilt you into that trade either, Tilted. He's just salty about picking Lamar that early in the draft.
Yeah, I'm not a Lamar fantasy guy.
No, I think he's a pretty big stud. But like I say, I love having him there. I just don't love having 2 quarterbacks. Like I said earlier, it's the dumbest thing I've ever done in my life.
Oh, I'm not a 2 quarterback. Yeah. You only can play 1, so that's why I kind of picked him late. So,
no,
but
exactly.
if you pick a quarterback early, it's a good idea to get a backup. I see why you did it.
I shouldn't have done that there, though. Like, let's not give me any credibility for what I did there. I should have waited way later and got a real player, but here we are.
I don't even have a kicker, so.
And you know what, though? That's it. Usually for me, like, obviously we have those IR spots. I find that probably someone's going to end up out or something where you're going to be able to tuck them into an IR, grab that extra player. A lot of times I come out of a draft without having kicker or defense. In worst case, you either try to 2-for-1 trade someone ahead of the season. I know a guy. And then you open up that spot, right? Or else, obviously, you just end up dropping one of your last picks or something. But you wouldn't want to do that. You better get a nice trade.
Well, I'll have to take a deeper dive into your team, TK.
Yeah, no worries. I'm an absolute trade, like, just love it. Like I think I like that more than actually playing the league and doing everything. I just want to trade. I just love the rush of like, all right, we made a big deal. How much do I get to regret this or enjoy this? But I think it's just a gambling aspect, right? Like it's just the trades are like an extra gamble, or without risking your money, you get to risk your sanity, I guess.
I hear you 100%.
Cool.
Really appreciate you putting us on.
Yeah, no, thank you guys for coming. Tilted, thank you for hopping over again and joining us over in the Kuroki Community Draft. And I'm really stoked to do this. And hopefully by next weekend's drafts, my website should be live. I'll be able to show people how that's all going to function and everything. And hopefully you guys will check all that out. And we'll all kind of keep vibing, keep doing our thing and keep hanging out. And hopefully some more people will try out the Sleeper app and have a good old time. And I'm looking forward to kind of the next 4 months of banter. Obviously myself and Trav from Trent and Sassy, we're going to be doing a show every Thursday night. So we'll be getting into this league a little bit, talking about it, putting out some updates on socials all the time with like where the standings are and things like that. And just trying to do something a little interactive. So hopefully you guys will follow along and have a little fun with us as the year goes on. But thank you, Tilted, for joining us. I appreciate that.
Yeah, now the fun starts with the shit talking in the chat. Looking forward to it.
Gonna get it buzzing. No, yes. Good night, Tilted. Take care. Appreciate you. And FaZe, obviously, thank you for joining me. Thank you for doing this, helping set it up, bringing your community over, and just being a part of the Bush League, believing in the vision I have to do this. Obviously, you guys are taking just as much of a leap on me as much as it's hard for me to set it up and organize it, which I appreciate you knowing it and understanding that. It doesn't happen without you guys, so thank you so much. I appreciate it.
No, of course, yeah, and I really appreciate you including us. Could tell from our first conversation how passionate you are about this and the direction you want to take it in. So we're just excited to be part of it and looking forward to helping you along on your journey here, seeing where it goes.
Yeah, and hopefully you guys in the community will be hanging out with me and Joel, working out, and maybe we'll all end up going camping together. Take one of these Bush League tents and get all you Kuroki guys out, and we'll all get together one day, have a good old time. That's the end goal. Is I want to bring people together beyond online. It's going to start here, but I want to bring people together in real world too, and just kind of keep growing this thing. And the boys have always been razzing me. They want to draft for Mexico, and I said, well, I got to bring the Bush League business to life, and then maybe we'll be able to do our own fantasy conventions and fun stuff like that, or get into some of the FCC and some of those other conventions and bring Web3 into that. I think it'd be pretty cool. For
sure, I'm here for it. Let's make it happen.
Cool. Well, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you being here, and we'll keep in touch and go Kuros. Let's go, baby. I'm on the squad too, so I guess I'm torn, right? I gotta help all these other teams. I can't be like it's gonna be so bad if, man. Now I just thinking this out loud. It's gonna be so bad if I'm like last in some other community and I'm first and I'm just dragging them down. And now here I am, just realizing I took 2 quarterbacks in 4 rounds. So sorry, Kuroki Squad, was not trying to sabotage you guys. I'm putting full effort. Like I'm gonna dust all of you. So watch out.
Now we're still gonna win. It's all good. Don't worry about it.
No, I love it. Cool. Thank you, FaZe. I appreciate you joining me. And
always good talking to you.
Take care, brother.
All right, we'll talk to you soon.
Awesome. Well, for everybody else, thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. Obviously, it's been a really fun draft. Really appreciate it hanging out with FaZe and Tilted and everybody who's in the draft room. There's people chatting in the Discord, chatting in the league. So that was really fun to see the whole time and just see people kind of interacting, getting involved and doing it. It's kind of what Bush League's all about, right? Bringing people together, playing fantasy. Obviously, want to share out what Joel's doing with his workouts. And for anybody who's watching this, we're going to be all about those workouts in the next one, our next drafts with them. But this one's been all about Kuroki. It's been all about reviving community, bringing people together, having a good old time, and just seeing where we can take the world. So I want everybody to have fun. Tell your friends about this. If you've enjoyed what you watch, please give it a share. Please, reach out if you want to play. Come hang out. We're going to have a weekly DFS that you can join out of our Discord. And I'm just stoked to be doing this with everybody. It's a passion and a dream of mine. I look forward to kind of keeping it going, having some fun with y'all. So in the meantime, we'll catch you at the next draft. And then for now, stay Bush League, you beauties.
Oh, yes, sir. It's the doggy. Yeah, come on. You walking around the sandbox? Come to my neighborhood. Pull up to the mansion. This how we do it, y'all. Yes, sir.